everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny, and this is Creating Crafts with Jenny. And I think this is probably my third, it might be my fourth video, where I have like a challenge series, that sort of thing, where I picked out paint my numbers from TEMU, Shein, and AliExpress. They all sell, I want to say like discounted, low-end paint by numbers. And these particular paint by numbers were all under $6. They came to me, I purchased them right around Christmas time. I started painting them, I want to say, what is this? This video will probably come out in June. I started painting them, I want to say, I don't know when I started painting them, March, February, March, something like that. March? I don't know. I'm horrible with dates. So here's what I have to say. Here's, and I'll put a list of things that they have in common right in this area, because I like this little section right here. So they were, again, from TEMU, AliExpress, and Shein. They're under $6. They have pre-coloring in the canvas, in the background, before they were painted. They were all folded, and they got ironed before I started filming. So here's what I have to say. Well, here's some things that I did to the canvases. The AliExpress, I've got another camera, and I'll show what I've got here beside me. So the AliExpress, what I did with that one was, so here's what was going on with this one. The canvas is very rough. Very gritty, rough feeling to it. And even on, well, the other side is softer, which is interesting. It's a very kind of rough feeling canvas. And when you're painting, you can feel the roughness even more so when you're painting it. So when I started painting this one, I started, because usually when a lot of times when people start painting, they will start in a corner and work their way out. There's so many different methods to where to start your paint by number. Do you start in corners? Do you start painting all the ones, all the twos, all the threes, that sort of thing? There's all kinds of starting the corners, right, left, whatever. But for whatever reason, I think it was because it was kind of a busy area. I started painting, and I'm glad I did, the vase first. And that's where I noticed that the canvas was so rough. And rough in regards to when I was painting it. And I'm not quite done with the vase. I still have, I don't know, a couple of numbers here still to go. So I came up with this idea to take the Mod Podge, and before I put any paint around the vase, I took this and I painted it around the outside of the vase and the flowers. So you probably can't see, and I did another video where I brought the camera down so you could see. Let's see if I can bring the camera down. If I can show. Here, I'll show it on that flower. So this here has been treated with the Mod Podge, and then it's been painted over with the pink. And this in here hasn't been treated at all. So there's a little bit of a difference, even when you're looking at it. Maybe the camera's picking up that there's a difference in seeing because the texture has been changed, that sort of thing. And it's looking really cool. And here's another flower here. It's weird because the blue was kind of different. You see where the blue's kind of, I think, because looking at where the blue has been put down, it looks kind of watered. I think it just needs an extra coat, and I think it will be fine. So I think in the areas where the blue has been put down, I think it just needs an extra coat, and I think it will be okay. So I'm going to try an extra coat and see if I can get rid of those brush strokes, because you can really see them in that blue. It's just kind of a little bit thinner paint. So I'm going to do that. So I think that is going to look really cool. See where the blue's here? Yeah. So I think an extra coat. I don't know what number that is, but there's only like, I don't know, 14. There's maybe 18 colors, I think. There's not a lot of colors to this. Oh, I've got my legend over here. It's 18 colors to this paint by number. It's not a very big paint by number. It really isn't. Okay, I'll get you guys back up here and the camera focus here. Thank goodness for editing, right? Okay. Alright. Okay. We're back in business. Okay. So there's that one. Alright. So that was AliExpress. And I will take pictures and put them here, and I will also, which I've been doing all along, I will put that it was AliExpress and what company within AliExpress that painting came from. Because these companies don't actually sell paint by numbers. There's companies within AliExpress that sell paint by numbers and that sort of thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So you guys know that. Okay. So the next one came from TEMU. Look at it. More centered. Without falling off the desk here. Okay. Well, I'll just show you the part that's been painted. Okay. So this is the TEMU painting. This one is absolutely gorgeous. And I painted this here a few days ago. Look how pretty it is. I'm sure I have painted a paint by number where the paints are actually at like a matte finish, which is crazy, right? I mean, it's just yeah. And I'm really liking the way they've turned out. Now, I did add, because, I don't want to say this, the paints were drying too fast. And because they were drying too fast, I would paint it, and then I would go back, and it looked like I would put the paint on, and then I would come back to it, and it looked like I just kind of painted it, because some of it didn't even hardly cover the area. Like, for example, I'm pointing to this yellow. What I did was I put some of this stuff in it, which is this titanium white. It's a heavy body acrylic. I got a big old thing of it. So I put like a drop, like a pea-sized drop in all of the paints. Because what was happening was, I would paint it, and then I would come back to it. Now this has had maybe a couple coats on it. Kind of go over it, and then right before it dried, I kind of went over it again. But what was happening, even doing that without that in there, was I would paint it, and then I would come back to it, and there would be like dry spots, and it would be like it just looked awful. And it was like just kind of scratching my head thinking, what did I do? You know, it's like, I know I painted the entire area, but it looks like I didn't cover the entire area with paint. And I know I did because I filmed it. You know, that sort of thing. It's like, I know I didn't just slop it on there and maybe covered the entire area. I know I covered the entire area. That sort of thing. So I really like the way it looks. And the crazy thing is, not all of the areas have had the titanium white in there. So, like, some of these areas have not had the titanium white. So you kind of have a little bit of the titanium white, kind of gives it a little bit of a shine, but not a shine, but it still gives that matte finish. It's just kind of a weird thing. But I really like the way it's looking on this painting. It's just absolutely gorgeous what it's doing. I mean, look at this. It's because the way the painting picks up the light is just really cool. And there was a video on social media where the lady was saying, and she'd done some paint by numbers, and she had lights shining on. She's like, look how the paint by numbers picking up the light, you know, that sort of thing. And a lot of people, when they go to look at paintings and that sort of thing, they'll talk about, look how the painting is picking up the light, and how that sort of thing. And that's what I see when I put the titanium white in a paint by numbers painting, is how it picks up the light. It's just freaking amazing. Okay, so when I say that, check this out. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we have the Shein paint by number. The camera focus. Okay. So, I put the titanium white in the Shein paint by number, and I also did the. Okay, so on the Shein paint by number, this one was just around the outside. That I started down here in the corner, like a lot of people do. So if it's getting focused here, so it's focused. It was just boring. I'm sorry. So I started putting the titanium white in some of the paintings. Here's what it. Let's see if I can. Let me just bring it. Here's what the paint. This is what it looks like, and I don't know. Oh, there you go. This is what it looks like without any treatment, or see, it looks like I haven't painted the entire area, which I have. And here's another section of it. See, I would go in and I would paint it, and then I would come back and it'd be like, okay, it's dried, but it looks awful. And there's like white spots, but the white spots are huge. Instead of, because a lot of times you'll get white specks in your painting. And depending on how you're looking at it, at what angle and that sort of thing, you will see white specks, unfortunately. But I was getting white spots, and the spots were huge. So I was like, okay, I don't like that. So what I did was I went through and I gessoed the books. And I also put the titanium white in the paint. So what I did was I went around the books here and around this, see if you guys can see, I'll hold you guys up, around the books. The books are kind of outlined here, so I gessoed around the books, that sort of thing. And then I put the titanium in the white, or titanium white in all the paints. And I'm pleased with it. It's covering much better. See how the paints are looking now in comparison to what they looked like when I just showed you over there. Here's this color, and keep that color in mind. Hold that color in your mind, and then come over here, and here's that same color, and see how much nicer. Now you get a little bit of shading where it's coming through, but it's looking so much nicer than it did. Here's that color again. And there's kind of like a shine to the canvas, so you can see where the shine is. Of course, there's lights on it too, but again, if I say, you can see where the light is picking up on the canvas. Now this out here has not been treated. I've done some painting out here, but again, the paints over here have had the titanium white, and I definitely have to do something with this over here. I can't leave it looking like that, unless I leave it looking like that to be an example, which I might do that as an example of what to do and what not to do. But see how shiny that's looking, and it's looking so much better. Again, this out here has not been treated with anything. See, the canvas is pretty soft, but the paints have been treated, and it just looks like a book. It's even got like grooves like a book would have. So you can almost see the pages in that book, because it just looks really cool. It's almost like you can see you know what I'm saying? That looks really cool. I know. Okay. All right. So I will, yeah, it just looks really cool. I was going to run some footage, but I think that would be kind of hateful to do. I think I'll run, what I will do is, I will run footage of me painting on these up in this corner here, as I'm talking, that sort of thing, throughout the video. So if you see a little video running up here, that's me painting on these, that sort of thing, instead of running it with music and all that stuff. So there they are. Okay, so I'll do a recap. How's that sound? Okay, so these three canvases came from Shein. They either came from Shein, TEMU, or AliExpress. They have certain things in common, and I'll use the numbering system. They're all under $6, and I believe the AliExpress was like 99 cents. It was after some deals, and if you bought so many, that sort of thing. And I bought, Christmas time, I bought a bunch of paint by numbers. It was Christmas to me. So they were all under $6. They all came folded to me, and I ironed the back of them. Some of them still have a little bit of crease in them, but the more I paint on them, the more the creases are starting to come out. Even after I iron them, they probably have been creased for a really, really long time. But anyway, they all came folded to me. They all had some type of pre-inked canvas to them. So they all had some color to them before I start painting them, that sort of thing. And I guess I can add another category to them. So I'll use my numbering system here. And I've done something to them. I've done something to all of them now. I've either added the titanium white to the paints. I have treated partial canvases on some of them, on all of them, either with the gesso or the Mod Podge. And we've talked a great deal about both of those. I know. I like to experiment with my paint by numbers. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And I will be honest with you, if I go astray and I don't like what's happening with them, I will let you know too. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Okay, so that is about it for these guys. I'll keep going, and yeah, I probably have let's see, we're starting into, this will probably get posted sometime in June. We probably have June, July, maybe probably end of July before they're done, maybe even into August. It's going to take a while. I don't paint every day, and I've got several projects going on, so it's not like I sit down and I just do one. Seen somebody ask the other day on social media, they said, oh, do you just work on one at a time? I used to. I don't anymore. I work on several. But that's what I like to do. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to get off here and do some things with the family. And what I always tell you guys, go out there. Be absolutely awesome. Do your thing, and I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye. of me painting, so here you go. Alright, so I hope you're enjoying watching me paint on the Blue Rescue, and so yeah, I think it's coming along. Alright, so I'm going to get off here and spend some time with family, and what do I always tell you guys? Go out there, be absolutely awesome, do your thing, and I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.